Hi, Juan Carlos.
Hello.
Hello. I guess we have some news. He's no longer a social media manager.
I was fired.
He got fired. He's fired.
Apparently, they were paying me too much.
Yes. Wait, he's not our social media manager anymore?
He's not.
Oh.
He is now our guitar player.
One of.
That's true. One of the guitar players. Technically, he's our multi-instrumentalist because he's going to be doing like synth stuff and
guitars, keys,
accordion.
synths.
Yeah.
Oh, you said accordion?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. The theremin.
Yeah.
That,
Shaker.
The light
triangle.
instrument.
Yep. World's best podcast, just listing out stuff. Trees. Playground.
Xylophone. The thing we always say when it comes to X in the alphabet when you're teaching kids.
I want to start out with a little bit backstory for people, for our millions of listeners and subscribers.
Mm-hmm. So many
of Juanca, and why he's here, the meaning of his existence.
I crossed the border. That's why I'm here.
Wait, you lied to me when you said you were born in New Jersey?
I lied. I have no idea whose social it is. The one that I gave you in the workplace.
You know what's funny about that? Like the hospital that he was born in, it's no longer there, right? Like actually,
yeah.
So
it actually no longer exists.
It was there. Something happened, and like we're not even. This isn't even
closed.
a joke. They closed it.
Closed.
So he's actually like he was born here, but the hospital is just not there. So so like it's a real Obama situation.
It's a great area.
Starting my own private conspiracy about you.
Was I even born here? I don't know. Nobody really knows.
Who's to say we're even in America right now? Like,
exactly.
This is online. We're on Instagram.
Exactly.
Did you climb a fence or did you swim a river?
We definitely climbed a...
It was actually a tunnel.
It's interesting coming from Costa Rica.
It is a long tunnel.
Very long.
So how long have you been? Because, for context, we grew up together. We were actually, my first band, first time on stage was with him. Like we go
Golden Heart.
That was the name of the band.
That was the name.
Wait, what was it?
That's Golden Heart.
Golden Heart.
Golden Hard?
That's a very 15-year-old kind of name.
And the worst part is
we were also 15.
That's true. Also, we were in Costa Rica, and people don't say Golden Heart. They say Golden Heart.
Golden Heart.
Golden Heart.
Golden Heart.
So you were the bass player?
And also, the thing in Costa Rica as well is like you can choose a very lame name.
Yeah.
And it will sound very cool for everyone. So
kind of like LIONFACE.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
LIONFACE here is very lame, but I mean, in Costa Rica, when Nate goes to Costa Rica, I'm pretty sure that he's more famous over there than here.
That's our entire goal is we want to get famous in South America.
Yeah.
Central America. You gringo. You freaking gringo, dude.
You white American.
You white American.
No, this is Central America.
So many people.
This is the center of America.
So many people actually think that Costa Rica is an island. Have you come across this?
Well, actually,
I've been there. I know it's not an island.
Actually, let me tell you a fun story.
The only reason you know it's not an island is because
Joel Houston from Hilson?
Yeah.
When they played there, he literally said, "Thank you so much for having us. Costa Rica is a beautiful island."
Really?
Wait, for real.
Oh, Joel Houston
I'm not even
said
kidding.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
No.
That's hilarious. I feel that I would just like lean into it at that point. A funny thing I was in Hawaii for a few months, and I was on the Hilo side, and the people there, when they found out that I was from Costa Rica, they said they were like, "Do people think that you guys are an island?" And it was like a whole thing.
Well, Joel Houston probably has the power to turn it into an island.
Oh, for sure.
I feel that he has a power to just for many things that I don't want to say.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
I was about to say something actually.
Yeah, the documentary.
Yeah, that's
wild.
So freaking harsh.
I know. He's like he is the Peter Thiel of like the church.
He's
world.
like Jeffrey Epstein of Christians.
Actually,
that's
I'd I'd
Like,
actually,
it's insane.
I wouldn't
Like,
put it
dude,
behind. Like, there's a lot going on there. Yeah,
It's insane.
it is
like,
wild.
I mean,
Yeah.
and the craziest part about all of it is the fact that, like, in the HBO documentary,
Have you seen it, Mike, by
like,
the way?
they showed the videos there
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
about
really?
the guy Carl Lentz, like,
Yeah.
sent the kind of videos that he sent to the girls. And I mean, of course,
Dude.
in the documentary, like, they were being interviewed, the girls, and they were showing the videos real time
Yeah.
and reacting to them, and like,
It's a
insane.
wild doc.
Insane.
It's a wild dog, but I'm glad things are coming out to light.
Yeah,
It slows down the Antichrist.
that's wild.
Now,
In a sense,
something that I will say that makes me very mad about all this situation
yeah.
is the lack of consequences that there
Oh,
is
nothing
in the
happened.
Christian
Yeah.
Nothing
like,
happened.
community.
I mean, that's,
And also, like,
that's America
you know,
for you.
in my case, for example, you know, with my wife, we know that, like, cheating on each other, that will be the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it always makes me so freaking mad that people like Carl Lentz can go around and, like,
Mm-hmm.
30 or
Yeah.
something like that, girls, and
He
then
had-
and
he-
then
Yeah.
and then they just posted a freaking
Apology.
photo on Instagram and
Yeah,
be
they
like,
did an
God
apology.
is working on us and we love God and yada yada
It
yada,
is-
like your usual
Oh,
Christian
Yeah. Just-
nonsense.
I would say that's in general. When I first moved here, one of the biggest things I saw in like the Christian American church is like the normalization of cheating, and people will cheat, and then like there's no consequences, there's no actual accountability or even like therapy. People just be like, yeah, but it's fine because we'll be all right. And there's a lot of debate with that. I don't understand why. I will say in a country that's a little bit like, I don't know, in other countries when I've been to other places, cheating is not as accepted as it is here in America. Here it's wildly
It's insane, yeah, I know.
it's like normal. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's fine.
Even more nowadays, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the way things are going, like, even, and the thing is, the issue that I have with this is the fact that I really think that even though, like, people in the Christian community don't say it out loud, they see cases like that, and they internally think that it'll be all right if they do it.
Yeah.
Because they know that
There's counseling in the church.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the church.
And if
ridiculous.
this was a pastor here of a big church, he knows that most likely he'll get away with it.
Yep.
Like, he'll just cheat, then everything will come out, and then he'll just say some nonsense. I don't know, retire for a month or so, post some lame picture on Instagram apologizing to the community, and then everyone will be like, yeah, God is good. God will heal whatever the hell is wrong with you. Like, it's it's always the same thing. Like, again, lack of consequences. And yeah, I don't know. Like,
it's a lack of fear of the Lord at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Because there's a very like blasé attitude towards scripture and what it's actually saying.
Exactly.
And then we just like accept it. Where it's like, no, he's still like my dad, so they should stay together. It's like, oh yeah, but I don't know if you're even loving him at that point. Because like true love is accountable. True love has a standard.
Sure.
At that
Well,
point,
and
you're just allowing
that's-
him.
Well, that's interesting because, like, obviously, I think what your point is of that Christians feel like they can get away with it. That should not be the case. It's should not be so blasé. People's perspective, especially Christians' perspective of marriage, should be revered. But I also think that there is room for true forgiveness and healing and reconciliation within a marriage when something like that happens. It's the understanding of, like, when actually coming back from it, and someone who forgives and someone who truly is apologetic and is willing to return back to the marriage humbly and truly back to her. Like, there's a difference in faking it and being real and realizing your mistakes, and I think there's something powerful in realizing your mistake and returning to where you should be.
If she or he would receive them.
Yes, for
and
sure.
Also, literally, I was
Exactly.
literally reading about this. There's a 45% chance of the cheating happening again when it's happened once, and that rate goes up. So you're making your bed with the fact that this is a broken human being that probably needs to spend time in some kind of community rehab and healing.
Yeah.
And so
That's definitely a part of what needs to happen for sure.
And do we see that happening in general? No.
Nope.
I don't see it. Yeah. I have so many cases, firsthand, secondhand, and from what I see in the ministry.
Like I'm sure that we all know one friend who cheated.
I'm saying this outside of what actually happens in life. I'm saying theoretically, like this is the path that can be and should be acceptable of, like, if
I totally agree.
There's a side of forgiveness and there's a side of true repentance, then there should be something that can be worked out. But a lot of times what we are kind of failing broken marriages. A lot of couples who have gone through this don't really have much to turn to as far as help.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
Ours.
No. Whose fault is that in the marriage?
Wait, what?
Whose fault is that in the marriage? When a couple falls and they have nowhere to turn to. Who's responsible there?
I would say the one that caused the
husband.
Yeah, well, it depends on who.
No,
it
doesn't
depends on
matter.
who.
It doesn't matter who cheated. Like at least if we're going off the biblical standard of like what marriage is, the husband should be leading that. It should be leading into every part.
There's also the taking into the factor of if the wife chooses to follow. If she cheated and she's deciding not, if she wants to come back and then decides not to get help or, someone that direct her in the right direction and not listening to her husband as far as like putting her in the right path.
Yeah, then that's why you separate, and that's why the scripture says that. I mean,
I do agree. I do agree that we shouldn't take also this sense of just being resentful, and there should
agree
and will be forgiveness. But I still believe, like from the cases that I know of, not only the things that you read about, like for example with the Hillsong Church thing, but like
30 girls.
In my case, like my closest friends, my dad, I really don't think that women should lower their standards so bad. And that's a problem.
Yes, because we see this statistically, women go and they crawl back to a man that continues to cheat. And that is the highest rate. Statistically, we see that that women tend to continue going back to the man that cheats on her no matter what happens. And there's a sense of insecurity, lack of discipleship, lack of biblical knowledge, really. Because the moment that cheating happens, that is no longer marriage. That is not called. That does not. And all the roles of marriage are gone at that point. You're nothing. You're at that point.
And here's the thing, like
you're doing whatever you want.
It happens on cheating. It happens when using drugs. It happens when driving under the influence. Like if you get away with it, the chances of you doing it again are very high.
Yeah, it's like,
and we see it all the time. Like here in Texas, it happens all the time. For example, with that driving under the influence, like if a guy does it and he gets away with it, he'll do it again. It's just like human nature.
Well, because I think there's this idea, and I think Christians fall into this, where they genuinely think that people are. That just because someone says that they are a Christian, that they are actually a Christian. When we see the outline for what Christianity is and what it means to be a believer, there are conditions to that. There's fruit that needs to be seen. There's actual fruit that needs to be seen. It can't just be because you go to church, you speak a certain way, you know the lingo, you say, yeah, I'll go to therapy, I'll submit, all the Christianese. None of that matters. Absolutely none of it matters. Fear of the Lord is something that's a difficult thing to see in someone. sometimes in this culture, and unfortunately that's so sad because we have a lot of cultural Christianity around it.
Mm-hmm.
But we should be able to see that ideally if we're in their lives and if they're not isolating, which
For
is
sure.
a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So I have a few questions for you guys.
Oh, good. I didn't come with any questions, so I'm glad you came prepared.
I have a few questions. We had we all played together for the first time in a long time. Well, this lineup hasn't played together ever until this last Friday.
Yeah.
We had a worship night that we did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was no in-ears, no metronome. It was a jam. It went well, I think. And I wanted to get y'all's take when it comes from like the music side of things. Like, how do you feel about that? Because like you guys played together for the first time. What do you look for when you play with someone? What do you critique? Because like you just played with him. He's a brand new bass player for you. Were you even listening to him? Were you like, what was going through y'all's head?
Were you even listening to me?
Genuinely.
Well, I actually like the biggest issue that I had was that I wasn't able to listen to myself at all.
You
I
couldn't
was
hear
just,
yourself like in the
No,
mix.
I couldn't hear myself. Like I was literally looking at Micah.
Musicians
constantly
everywhere
being
understand
like,
this problem.
what are you playing there? You know, like I also had the chords and it was pretty easy. So I'll I won't say that it was like hard or anything like that. But yeah, that was the biggest.
Yeah, it was a tough
obstacle.
scenario because we came in, everything sounded really good, the balance was perfect, and then we had people that were like, it was surprising to me because it was a lot of young people, and there was a few people that were like, it's too loud. I was like, what?
Well, I will say,
have you ever been to a concert?
I will say
what's going on? And so we had to turn down a lot, and so that like your entire feed was through the main speakers, and so that's why you weren't able to hear yourself.
Yep.
I was able to hear you. You sounded great.
Yeah, you did sound
it was great. Yeah,
and so I was able to hear you too.
I'll say this:
That's
what
good.
I was concerned at first because we were kind of like just running things, and it was a little crazy. But then when we really dove into the set, what you chose to do was very tasteful.
Yes,
and it was great. So
it was
good job.
great.
Thank you.
I will say my impression from like the show, like just playing shows, and it's been a fun few years. Recently, I've seen that there is a sensitivity to louder music in general.
It's so interesting.
At venues, people don't listen to music
you're
as
always
loudly.
complaining about me having like editing at low volumes. Actually.
Yeah, dude. So we, for some context, we work together.
These
Juan
two,
and I.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll go over and review some of his work, and he's playing stuff back, and I'm like, I can barely hear it. I'm having to turn the volume up. And I'm like, how are you editing to this?
I've seen this across the board. Like my little cousin, she listens to music super like low volume. Like in general, I've never been.
But I do have my reasons. Like it's not just because I like to listen at low volumes. I really like my biggest nightmare is losing my hearing.
Dude, I do
Like,
hearing tests every 6 months.
There's nothing wrong with losing your hearing.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Micah is from the generation that would like play T-Pain super loud.
Actually, I actually did.
Like,
No. I didn't listen to T-Pain.
What
It
did
was
you listen to?
like Deftones, Chevelle.
Dude, it's worse. It's louder. It's louder than T-Pain.
Anyway,
Chevelle is so
I love.
good.
Okay, my
So,
favorite thing
wait,
about
so
Deftones is like the best way to describe it is like moaning Mexican man in my ear. Just like,
okay, please don't do that again.
he's a great
Please-
singer.
please don't do
I
that
love
again.
Chino, but that's just how he
Okay.
sings.
So I actually did go to an ENT, and they tested my ears.
Yeah.
And
I'm curious.
I actually have
You do-
minimal hearing loss. It's very, very
Wow.
minimal.
That's impressive
But
because you're a.
I do have a perforated eardrum, but that was because I dove to the bottom of a pool when I had a sinus infection.
Ouch.
And it ruptured my ear.
To this day,
So-
my last test came back. I still have baby hearing. Like it's not been,
No, good for you.
which is impressive.
Impressive.
Because like
All the drums
all
you've
the-
been around. Yeah,
all the
it's
stuff we've
crazy.
been around, but I've always like it's on my keys. I bought these little things on Amazon and they're earplugs. So everywhere I go, I know it's like super lame, but I'll go to like a show and I'll go like, but like it's
Yeah.
protected my ears.
Yeah, they said my hearing loss is like average for
Fantastic.
where humans are.
For
but
being 63.
pretty sexy for being 63. I'm just saying.
That is true. So I want to get back to the first question we went to. Us being in a band together called Golden Heart.
Oh no.
Do you remember our first show? By chance?
It was a Jazz Cafe, right?
Yep.
Yep.
It's like the
Of course
only
I
venue. There's like one venue.
Literally.
There's literally one venue.
Costa
back home.
Rica.
Yeah. Third world country. Let's go.
Yeah.
What,
Do you remember
what
that?
instrument did you play?
The acoustic guitar.
Yeah. He was
Nate sang, I think, right?
Yes,
Like
I
I,
s-
didn't sing.
I
that-
sang. You did some backup vocals sometimes. I think.
maybe, but I don't think.
But it was in Spanish, so
no.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it was.
We
what?
did.
Y'all were singing
No,
in English?
we did an original. We did an original in Spanish, and
Oh,
then we
really?
did the Kings of Leon.
what song?
Use Somebody.
Ah,
Yeah. Do you remember how that show went by any chance? I think about it sometimes.
I don't remember anything about that show, to be honest.
Really?
I remember being on stage
Okay.
and playing,
We
but
have
I don't
photos.
even I don't remember how we sounded. Like
Okay, for context,
all.
I don't know if you remember, we won a radio competition with the original song, and that's why we got invited to play, to compete with other bands.
Oh, really?
So it was like a
Oh.
battle of the band's original music.
I don't remember.
And
you were too young.
Yeah.
this
How old
is-
were you?
We were
What?
we were,
Like 15 maybe?
yeah, dude. We were like,
Well, y'all are the same age.
Dude, I mean, I have a hard time remembering
he's my
my
brother's.
age.
He's my brother's age, so we're 2 years
Yeah.
apart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were in high school. We were just high
Yeah.
school kids. I will say this. So we were there, and I don't know if you remember this, but they were like, "All right, come out and present the song." And this is where I learned my lesson. When you're on stage, check on your band. Make sure everyone's plugged in. Make sure everyone's ready to go. I immediately was like, 1, 2, 3, and counted everyone in, which our drummer, Danny, was supposed to count us in. And our guitar player had not plugged in yet, the other guy. So we started the song and he didn't come in until halfway
Who
through.
was the guitar player?
I forgot. But I
Oh,
just
no.
saw him last time I went on a surf trip and he's bald now.
Hey,
I know, dude. Hey, dude.
Dude, sometimes I
You're-
feel bad, but then I go
you-
back to Puriscal.
you have a good head,
there's
though.
there's one
You have a
ver-
good
but
there's one
yeah,
verse in the
you're
Bible.
actually good looking.
Well,
Like,
thank you.
yeah.
But there's one
Yeah.
verse in the Bible about bald men.
That is true.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
You ready to get attacked by bears?
Yep. I know. It's actually pretty legit. I can't wait for gray hair just because of what it says in Proverbs about man with gray hair. But yeah, so I saw him and he didn't plug his guitar until halfway through. And then at the end, the judges would review us. And what they told us was, great song, but and he pointed at me, check on your band. And I will say that was the first time I was ever on a stage. It was a lot of people. I remember that. And I remember after that, dude, you're just so young. You're like, dude, I'm never going to forget that. So like to this day, and I don't know if you
And now
notice this.
thousands of people are like, we'll never listen to this band ever.
I don't know if you notice this, but ever since we started playing, I'm always like, y'all good? Like it's just a thing. I'm always on stage. I'm like, y'all good? And it's because of this traumatic first stage experience.
That actually makes sense now with the way that whenever we plan
Yeah.
sets, we always now have an intro
Yes.
where all of the musicians are on stage
Yes.
and playing before you show up.
That's so true. Through the years of us playing music, every intro that we have, the band plays for like a minute, and then I come on
You're
stage.
like, okay, we're good now.
Affirming my
good.
dude. But yeah, I don't know if you remember that, but I always think of that. I was a lesson for me, and I don't know if you remember, but the guitar, like my guitar teacher at the time, had a band, and he got mad that we got to play in Jazz Cafe, and so he ghosted me.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know, dude. He was like this 30-year-old man teaching me how to do like pentatonic, and he was a metal band with Franz uncle.
Ferdinand? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fabian.
Yeah, he ghosted me after we played the show there. He like found out that
That's
we played
insane.
there, and he ghosted me.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So if you're listening to, thanks
Yeah.
for teaching me the pentatonic. It's been helpful. But yeah, yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Anyways, it was fun times in many ways, I think.
It was, yeah, it was pretty fun.
It was a really fun.
Like I went to Southwest. I mean, I didn't go to the festival because I'm going to ACL this year, but
Gotta pick
I
one.
went to downtown. Yeah, you know, the poor people. But I saw multiple bands just crossing the street with their instruments and, you know, like carrying their guitars and their drums. And it was so nice, like just to see them, because I just
vibe.
remember, you know, being those guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, in Costa Rica, it was not as safe.
Well,
but you know,
what's
like,
funny is we might be those guys next week
yeah.
at South by.
Oh, wait,
So this is
we're
me
gonna play
telling you
that
guys,
show? Oh, okay.
or it's for a South by thing.
I should probably let my wife know.
Yeah, they texted this event coordinator contacted me for us to play the South by thing. So
Oh, cool.
What?
Yeah, so it'll
Well,
be fun. We've
right,
played South by
fun.
before. It's always a mess. South by is a mess, bro. It's not. I love South by. I love Austin. The music is great, but
by's a mess.
it's always like, I don't know if you remember the last time we played.
Yeah.
We had to park like 10 miles away and drag our gear across the city.
South by Southwest was pretty
Well, I mean,
cool,
that's
like 10
what I
years ago.
saw.
Yeah,
Saturday. Like,
but I will say it is fun because you're with the homies.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, you know, playing at Jazz Cafe is not the same as playing at South by.
Well, I would say
You know,
I would say it's harder.
I don't
because
think I'll feel the same.
I would
I
say
think
it's
that I might.
It's harder
my
because
pants.
I think it's harder because we were really young. I think things are easier now.
Oof, I don't know about that.
All right, I want to talk about.
I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about the Central America thing.
Okay. I need.
So I have a question
Yeah, okay.
about that.
Okay.
If
Okay.
Canada becomes the 51st state,
I hope not, dude. We can do better.
would
Yeah, dude.
Canada be the new North America and America be Central America and then
No.
Central America be South America all the way down?
That's not how.
No.
That's
Because that's pretty north.
that's not how it works.
I'm just saying.
I don't think that's how like. I don't think that we're qualified enough to talk about that, but I'm pretty sure that's not how geography works.
I guess at this point it's up
I
to.
will say I was just at the Gulf of America.
I was gonna say at this point it's up to Trump.
I know.
His name, the Gulf of America. It's all up in the air at this
Well,
point.
that's a very interesting topic. Actually,
Yeah.
we should talk about
Here's
that.
an interesting thing. I was just at South. I did like a little beach thing, and on the geotag when I was posting Instagram stuff, it says Gulf of America now, everywhere.
Yeah.
And I felt very proud of that for some reason. I was like, yeah, this
Dude,
is
but,
good.
But you know what's
USA.
very funny about that
USA.
is like, you know, me being raised in Costa Rica and having all my friends in Costa Rica and like the way the algorithm works and yada yada. I see people posting about that all the time. Like people are losing their minds over Trump renaming the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. And I'm like, you know, first act, you see that. People losing their mind over that, their minds over that. And then during the Super Bowl, with Bad Bunny saying, "Oh, America, yada yada," you know, like
Yeah, I just had a
people were
DM
like
about this.
yeah, the whole thing, the whole continent is America. Learn the difference, Americans. And it's like, okay, so then Gulf of America
Then why do you have a
makes more
problem with
sense.
it? Yeah, it makes
because
so
it's
much
the Gulf
okay,
of
to me-
America,
to
not
me
the
it
Gulf
makes-
of Mexico.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me because I was raised with the America is all this thing.
yeah, dude. I mean,
And
it's
so like
just
Gulf
like
of America makes the most sense.
yeah, people like I feel like people they just want to hate on the U.S. over
Do you
anything.
know?
Well,
do you
did
know
you
why
see-
he named it Gulf of America?
I saw all of it. Yeah, because he can now drill for oil.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
know that?
Oh,
Because-
really?
Yeah,
Because
because
they said you can't drill in the Gulf of
Because
Mexico.
the last
Good, I
administration
guess.
just said you can't drill in Gulf of Mexico, so he
you
renamed it.
can't
Now we're
use-
drilling. And that's like gas.
That's
Here's the
crazy.
thing, y'all think gas here is expensive. When I was, anytime I
Well,
visit
right now
Costa
it's pretty
Rica,
bad.
it's so expensive.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
insane.
it's great here.
I just paid like
well,
$50
and did you
today.
did you also know that the majority of gas here
Mm.
in Texas actually gets exported?
Yeah,
Like we don't even use it.
yeah.
That's
Not yet.
Which is insane,
I hear
right?
that's changing soon, which is good, which will help.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. But
But did you
I mean,
see
it's good
that we
business.
beat Canada in baseball?
yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, people were mad.
And Dominican Republic.
Yes, people were, which is really impressive. Canada, whatever. I just think
Very impressive.
Canada's having a tough year in general. Trudeau is dating Katy Perry. Like, it's a rough year for Canada, dude.
What it's going to be USA versus either Italy or what was the other one?
I don't know exactly.
Argentina or something like that.
I don't know, but what I know is that one of the reasons why people were mad was because the coach, the USA coach Mark, he didn't read the rules to the tournament. And he like assumed that they were like as a semifinal or something, and then they ended up winning anyways. And I think it's the most America thing to not read the rules, go in and still win.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to the championship.
So
cool.
people were so mad. People were so mad. And it was an underwhelming win and whatever, but it's still a win. Also, he didn't read the rules, and I kind of respect that. I don't know, dude. I feel that that's kind of you get some clout for being like, I didn't even know the rules, dude, but we won, didn't we? Like, you can't fire him for that, right? Like, you can't fire someone for just like he won. It's like, yeah, I mess around.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
that's the most America thing.
Yeah.
I think it's so embedded in our culture.
I was at a Mexican restaurant when I saw Mexico losing to Italy. It was there were so many people there, and they were so sad.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for them too. It's been a rough year for them.
Yeah.
They're losing the game against the Narcos as well.
That's true.
Dude, did you know that
losing the game
more
against
people
ICE
die in Mexico than the war between Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah.
Like yearly, Mexico is still. And it was like an insane number. It was like 10 times.
The war is horrible, I think. And I think in general, as a band, we can say we are against war. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. I'm watching the Ken Burns Vietnam documentary, and basically we've always been at war against China. So y'all should watch that. It's a great documentary. It's like literally, we should have never been there, and Nixon is the worst. So anyways.
I'm not a crook.
Dude, yeah. I've been like in a not, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but I have weeks where I like a lot of funny content. I'll like a lot of stand up and like just good film, and it's fun.
And all of a sudden it's just like, news.
Yeah, no.
Wars.
This last week, all I've been consuming is like there may be a new super virus coming next week. Or like it's
Let's
the
go.
opposite.
Dude, I mean,
just like the opposite.
Let's see who survives.
I think that
I feel that you live in that news.
That's the issue that I have with X.
Yeah.
AKA, formerly known as Twitter.
I think you being on X is probably the biggest problem.
Yeah, I agree.
You should delete it.
I agree. Instagram is great for the memes.
Yeah, that's true.
And the fact that they cover war in a very funny way. It's like the latest trend has been John Kiriakou or something like that. You know that CIA guy, which is like a whistleblower.
Yeah, you sent me the videos.
Dude, it's so good.
Dude, our thread on Instagram, if somehow it were to come like public, the stuff that I've said in there and or shared, I would go to jail so quickly, dude.
I'm not sure you should be saying this on YouTube right now.
It's fine, dude. All 3 of our viewers.
You would go to jail.
We have 5 viewers
under a Democrat government for sure.
That's true. It is an interesting.
Not a Republican one.
Yeah, during the Vietnam War, I actually agreed with the Democratic government, like pretty hardcore. It was a very different type of government back then.
Yeah. That's the craziest thing. I have you ever read about the, it's really not a theory, but a lot of people say that the Republicans are what Democrats used to be many years ago.
Ken Burns talks about that, and absolutely, it's flipped completely, and it is so wild. And they're saying that it'll flip again once with the extremes or whatever. But
I think there have been general flips, but one thing that's been a main through
general flips
reporting for duty has been racism.
Sorry. Dude, you sent me
Democrats have always been the racists.
I didn't mean to laugh at racism.
And they somehow have flipped the script on the Republicans recently in the last few decades.
I will say they are still the most racist ones. It's just that they
Democrats.
hide it better.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm
But
saying.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's so funny seeing a Democrat like lose their minds.
they were the ones that backed
when
slavery
There's
and- Yeah.
the
there's
whole
someone
thing.
called Juan
and people don't know that.
Yeah.
that is a conservative.
Yeah.
Then they will call ICE
Oh yeah, it's
on Juan.
you
know,
yeah, they're super
Juan
Because I'm
Carlos.
conservative.
It's so wild. Like
Ultimamente.
I've had these conversations where they're like, "Well, you're just a white American," you know. I'm like, "You have no idea. I wasn't even born here." And then they shut down, dude. They immediately shut down. Like they immediately like, "Oh," and they have nothing that they will. It's
And then
wild.
you hear my accent, and it's like,
Yeah.
I was born
I
here.
know we're the ultimate.
I was
weapon.
actually born here.
I know we're the ultimate
and my
weapon
name is
against.
Juan.
We're the ultimate weapon against like liberal America. Honestly, like
Yeah.
Daddy Trump, what's up? Pay
Oh
my
my
rent.
gosh.
I'll like.
Dude, but the thing is that Republicans, the racist Republicans, like
At least
they
they're funny.
they don't hide it. Like
It's true.
they will straight up say that they're racist, which
Yeah.
is something that I respect.
So Juan, he's a lot like my brother. I don't know if you. So you know Phil.
Yeah, of course.
My brother would actually sell a baby for
Phil with an
like
F.
some.
Do you have any Cuban friends? by
Yeah,
any
that's
chance?
actually a good.
for example.
Do you know where they're from? That is
not,
an
not
island.
friends. I've known Cuban.
You would
I've known some
talk to
Cuban people.
most Cubans here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I actually worked with a Cuban, and then I met another Cuban. We were helping out some friends
Well, that's
moving
two
to a
Cubans.
new place, and they both said the same because
Yeah.
we were just talking about life, and we ended up talking about why did you move here to Texas
Yeah.
specifically, the Cubans, and they both said, because I want to get as far from the Cubans as I can.
Yeah.
It was either, I mean, I used to live in Miami. Now I'm here because I want to get away from Cubans.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
Chico. Yeah, like
Dude, it's
people don't
real.
understand that.
It's
like,
real.
Yeah,
And like, and statistically, I wouldn't know. Like, to be honest, I don't have the data right now,
Mhm.
but I do. Like one of the main reasons why I am here, and I always wanted to come back because I didn't have a say. My parents decided to move to Costa Rica when I was like a kid.
Mhm.
Is because I really never felt like
Mhm.
I was a fit with the Latin American culture, to
and
be
I
honest.
will.
Like,
Yeah,
like I'll give you some very specific examples. I appreciate safety. I appreciate the laid back lifestyle, which is pretty ironic coming from, because most Americans think that Costa Rica is a very laid back lifestyle. It's not. Especially if
depends-
you're working class.
it depends where you grew up. I will say that we grew up
Yeah.
in very different areas, so we have different experiences. But
then-
they're
Well,
the
you
most,
also chose your laid back lifestyle. You played hooky from school and went to the beach instead of
I will say this.
having an education.
But that is also another thing. Like, what do you consider to be laid back, right?
Yeah.
But in my case, going back to the very specific examples, I am not a loud guy. Like, if I love going to the parks and just sitting there and listening to nature,
Yeah.
like that's the kind of guy that I am. In Latin America, is not like that. Latin America, you will have like
parties, dancing,
30 different people blasting speakers and freaking reggaeton.
Here's
Like,
the thing. He has been since I've known him. We met when we were kids, and ever since I met him, he's been 55.
Yeah,
So I feel that he's like catching up to his actual age, but he's actually 55,
exactly.
and I respect it. I want to talk about music. I want us to go into music.
Speaking of reggaeton,
Speaking of reggaeton, did you guys get a chance to listen to Flea's released his last few songs that he's released?
I
Fleas,
heard
like
and saw.
Flea songs?
Yeah, he released a jazz album.
I heard and
Solo.
saw a clip, and it was god awful,
It
and I didn't want to hear anything else.
Really?
Yeah, it is
I
very.
didn't even
I
know,
would
to
be
be
so
honest.
curious just to like know what you think specifically because you have an interesting perspective on music. I couldn't stand like he's crazy talented. Doesn't need us to like him. Huge fan base.
No,
He's so successful.
so talented.
So and huge fan base. Whatever.
He's the only thing that's good about Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm not gonna. Well, you're a bass player, so
Just saying,
dude.
but
Okay,
his
I
album,
mean, Frusciante.
his
he was,
recent album is
man.
terrible.
Okay,
No, you can't say that.
he's also okay. 3 songs he's released. I liked one of the songs. listened to them. I was like, wow, this is a good song. And I went into it. Apparently it's a cover from Frank Ocean. So the one song that he's released that I like was a cover. And I'm trying to give, I've been like, I don't know if you guys are like this, but I try to give like things a chance.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it a few times. I'm like, is there something here that I'm not seeing because I'm biased? And it's been hard with certain artists. One of them, like the Harry Styles new album, I'm trying to give it a chance. Again,
I actually really like it.
I know. And I had to.
Really?
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get
This I will say is the album that I like the least.
Really?
Which
Interesting.
is insane. But I will
enjoying
say
it.
that I am very surprised because the first single that he released,
terrible.
Aperture,
Terrible.
awful. I was
Awful.
like, oh, dude. I mean, this
It was
album
like-
is
it was
gonna
like
You're in
suck.
trouble.
It was like seeing a
And
puppy
then
drown.
American Girls, No Dance,
Yeah.
No More,
Yeah.
Pop. Like those songs are just insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, so good.
Then the rest of them are very good, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like if I am shopping and those songs are playing, I wouldn't like if I'm not paying attention, I wouldn't recognize them. Which, you know,
Interesting.
if any of the other albums, if they're playing, I will immediately recognize them
Yes.
because they are
absolutely.
so like
Absolutely.
I'll say this.
like you can
Yes.
I'll say this. All of that album is better than that little clip that I saw from Flea.
You might need to give
Already, I hate spoken word.
Yeah,
and
well, this-
so much of that song
Oh,
was
Micah, yeah,
spoken
Micah,
word?
it's
Ugh.
jazz and spoken word. So
Oh, wow.
Micah also like there's certain
So
things that I
bad.
know that he won't like. I love musicals. I love spoken word if it's done well. Micah, the
Well, this is also
moment
bad spoken word.
yes, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm saying like when certain things enter Micah's atmosphere, he like immediately rejects it.
yeah.
Like when it's like
That sounds so bad.
it's dude, but we're all that way. You are us. We are
Okay.
we are all biased. in
I
the
did.
same
I
ways.
did hear some spoken word the other day on Kill Tony that actually was enjoyable.
Well, but that's so different.
But it was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was up there to.
Spoken word
Yeah.
and Kill
Okay.
Tony?
It was
That's
in
insane.
the interview part.
Yeah, yeah.
So like he told
I
some
think I saw
jokes
this.
and then he mentioned that he knew some spoken word and he just like riffed and I was like, this is actually legit. It was really good. It was really intelligent and was actually engaging. And usually it's like spoken word is just so.
I think you think it's
It-
awkward. I think
It's
that's
awkward, but
yeah.
then also the material always feels like it's what's it called when
Improved?
when people are like waving their flag of like, oh, I'm better than you.
Virtue signaling?
Virtue signaling.
Virtue
Thank you.
signaling.
That's what so much of spoken word
So
is.
to
Virtue
you,
signaling.
improv, I mean, to you, spoken word
Well, it
feels like
makes
virtual
sense.
signaling?
Yeah.
That's so different though.
Is it? No, that's
But I get the logic behind it.
I get the
for sure.
energy though, for
Yeah.
sure. It is different, but I get it. I mean, I'm not a huge, like we were talking about this guy, Hobo Johnson. And he's a huge fan of Hobo Johnson. It speaks to his soul. I walked into the room and he was crying. He was just like impacted by he was morose. He was genuinely just like broken down by Hobo Johnson and the depth that Hobo Johnson has. So, and like that dude has like huge fan base. So we're not actually,
Actually,
he has a
one
huge
of the
fan base.
craziest facts that I read was that Austin has he has one of the biggest
yeah, they're here.
fan base here in Austin.
Austin has a huge spoken word community. I've actually been to a lot of their events. It's totally different. It's hard for me as a musician to kind of like appreciate it as
but-
much, but I appreciate
I'll
it.
say something that was very weird for me is the fact that when I watched the Tiny Desk for
Yeah.
the first time, I was like, this is actually pretty good.
He was crying.
but then I listened to it again and I was like, no.
that's
I
why
don't
he was
know
crying.
why, but it's kind of like the same. I mean, I guess you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like
It's
the same thing
impactful.
that you were saying.
Yeah.
That sometimes you listen to something multiple times to see if you like it.
Yeah.
Then sometimes it happens that you like something the first time, and then
Yeah.
the second time it's
true,
kind of like,
yeah.
no, dude. I mean, this is
That
not
happens.
good.
That happens to me with people. Sometimes I'm
But-
like, I like you. You're cool. And then like you hang out and you're like, oh man, you're like, you ever? come across someone. Okay, this happened to me the other day. I was at a restaurant and I'm like waiting for my buddies. They're like bringing the food over from the counter. And this dude walks up to his other buddy and like you can tell that they're like just hanging. And he's like, so are you into March Madness? Dude, that's like asking someone, do you like the color blue? Like that kind of energy. It was like the energy. And then they went into a whole conversation about it. And I was like, wow, this actually happens. These are conversations that can happen with people. Like dry nothing into nothingness. And that's fascinating to me.
Well, that's actually, I would say that is more like the normal, like the standard, if you think about it. Like most people don't think, which is something that's very surprising to me. I also will say that people who are not critical of things and don't like or don't appreciate or don't know at all what's like to have a nice conversation are also happier.
That's actually true. I wish I was
Ignorance is bliss.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't as critical.
Have you heard that bit? I think it's Dan Soder. He's like, I wish I was a little bit dumber. He's like, just dumb enough to like appreciate Fast and Furious, the movies.
Yeah,
like
totally.
if you were, and I think like there is a point to like where it's like, man, if you were just a little bit like
Tom York
sometimes
tweeted that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
ignorance is strength.
Sometimes with movies, I'll allow myself
to be a little dumb.
I'm like, okay, my expectations are low.
No.
I just want to be entertained, and I allow a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that sucked, but I'm still going to try and enjoy this.
Well, a big part of it, I think, I don't want to be the guy that's ever so pretentious you can't enjoy anything. One of my favorite things that Pete Holmes talks about, where he's like, "Hey, be an easy laugh." He's like, he's like, I'm an easy laugh. I laugh at the dumbest stuff. Like this baby at HEB earlier, he like tripped and fell, and like he went like, and I was dying, dude. I'm an adult male that's an adult, and it was still funny to me. And it's so dumb, and I was alone, and like the mom looked at me, and I was like, I'm sorry. I hope is he fine? He was fine, but like to me that was like a highlight. I genuinely enjoyed that, and it was so dumb. There was no depth to that, but I think there is a part of, and I'll bring it back to like if we really have joy in our hearts, and like we really appreciate the fact that God has placed us here, and that there is happiness to be had. We should be open to moments of joy. And I agree. Outside of the bitterness and all the crazy stuff that happens, if we really are believers and we believe that scripture is real and, piggyback kind of like off of what C.S. Lewis has said, where one of the biggest critiques he had towards Christians was that they were when he was an atheist, he said, I don't like Christians because they weren't full of joy. They were very boring. They went into these big cathedrals and they just sat there. And it's something that we should exhibit, like joy. For sure. And, outside of the dumb stuff we were talking about, we should genuinely try to be joyful. And there's so much value in that. Yeah. Because life's hard. Life's hard.
You know what's not joyful? Spoken word. It's so
one of these days,
so bad.
One of these days, the three of us, we're going to go to an open mic and we're going to improv a spoken word. We're not going to come up with it. Just come up with it. Like right now, if I told you right now, like go for a spoken word moment, like you could probably do it.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
But like, and I won't. That energy, and I know that it takes a lot of talent because I have friends that do it. It's just
talent. If it's not virtue signaling, they're also like essentially just going, look how sad I am. Look at me. Look at how sad life is. And I'm like,
why is it cool to do it with music? Why is it cool to do it with music?
It's not. I don't like emo music. Honestly, I don't like sad music. When it comes to lyrics.
You just said you listen to Deftones, though.
No, so Deftones isn't really sad music. If you really listen to it,
they're very sexual.
That's why I haven't listened to them in a while. It was a problem.
I will say that virtuous signaling has been the thing that made me allergic to Billie Eilish. I used to like Billie Eilish, but then I actually stopped following them on Instagram.
I love Phineas, like, great producer, like brilliant.
Yeah, but then he posts.
I know. I saw
like his politics are just like.
Can you? So you guys, when
she's got weird eyelashes too. So.
When you listen to an artist, like, can you? Is it easy for you to separate the artist from
most
the
times?
ideology?
Yes, actually, but it's just like. Billie Eilish and Phineas, it just like there are levels, and
Yeah.
they are just going off the rails. Like with this, no one. What was the phrase? No one is illegal in stolen land. Like, dude, what the heck is that?
Yeah, that is
Like,
yeah.
dude, I mean, everything like
Well,
humanity was built on stolen land. There's not a single country on earth
Yeah.
that was not built on stolen land.
there are evidently Native Americans that were claiming that she was on their land.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah. Did you see that? And then also, this could be fake, but I remember that there was a comedian. I think that he's from Australia or somewhere in Europe that said that. I mean, he made a vlog and everything, saying that he wanted to move into Billie Eilish's house, and allegedly, she got him deported. And he posted pictures as he was getting deported. Could be
so
fake,
funny.
but it wouldn't surprise me,
That's
because
really
that's the thing with these celebrities.
It's
Like,
the virtue signaling.
exactly, it's
So,
like, dude. I mean,
have you been
one's-
able to listen to a Billie Eilish song since that, or like
No.
So you're taking
like, and the
legit-
worst part is that I like
Yeah.
Apple Music. Keeps recommending her music, and I keep
So
I
you-
actually go into the app and ask it to
don't
recommend
recommend.
less.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
it keeps doing it.
It messed with you. So like the perspective that she placed in you, like you're like, I don't even want your music.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
wild.
insane. And I'm very like
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of guy that will hate someone over
Yeah.
their politics.
Yeah.
Like I'm very
Well,
open when it comes to that.
An important thing when it comes to politics, religion, a belief system, and everything that we believe and how we should act as Christians. I love John C. Lennox says this. The true definition of tolerance is disagreeing with someone and still fighting for that person to have a platform so that they can express what they would like to believe in, say, and their opinions. That is the true definition of tolerance. And if, as believers, as Christians, we should welcome people talking about their ideologies towards us, because if what we have is truly the truth, then we shouldn't be afraid. There is one artist that I had to stop listening to because of the social media stuff, and it took a lot, and it bummed me out a lot. And I don't like, it's butt rock, and I would listen to them during my workout. Is Shinedown.
Butt rock.
That's a
Butt rock
throwback.
is like Nickelback, Creed, that kind of rock. Butt rock.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about
Yeah.
the genre.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shinedown, they like, apparently they were like kind of, I don't know, left leaning on some stuff, and but they got really annoying with their like social media, I think, and like their fans are like super hardcore too, and I love them. They're great
like
musicians.
some of their fans are for sure almost racist for sure. For sure.
and it bummed me out to see them kind of like, they apparently there was this big festival that they were going to play with Kid Rock, like this Kid Rock festival, and like tons of other bands, and tons of people were excited to go see them, and they pulled out because they were like, yeah, this is too right leaning, and we've always been everyone's band, so we don't want to, And so I'm like, well, if you're everyone's band, then play the thing.
Play for everyone.
I would have paid to go see
make
you.
sense.
And like, genuinely, I just want to see live music. I don't care. I can go to a show and genuinely enjoy it and not agree. Like Nothing More. I went to see Nothing More a few years back.
So good.
Great band, vocalist.
I still want to see them
insane.
live so bad.
I don't agree with like everything he says, but he's a great musician. You get to say that. But sometimes it gets annoying. So I understand when you're saying about the Billie Eilish thing, because
There's levels. That's what I think. Like, it's just that every single opportunity that they get, they will say something so freaking stupid. And like, sometimes someone will, like a celebrity will say something that it's also kind of stupid, but I can understand because it affects them.
yeah,
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if there's a Mexican American guy in Los Angeles, a singer, and he talks against ICE.
yeah,
Like, I kind of get it. Like, his Mexican American, I get it. But in their case, it's just like They just talk about something that they have no idea.
Yeah. I like what Ricky Gervais said at the Golden Globe.
Exactly.
It was
It's
like a
like
few years ago.
Get your award.
Just play the clip. Play the clip. That's a good one.
Get your award. Don't say
exactly. That's my point. Like, even if, for example, if Tim Cook, got on stage and said something about the gay community, I would get it.
because he's been gay and like,
Or even if
Been
he
gay.
wasn't gay and he has gay friends,
Yeah.
I get it. But
see
like
how-
Billie Eilish and Phineas, they're like the most
born in Los
out
Angeles,
of
like
this
Americans.
world.
They're in
Kind of
they're in a
people.
bubble.
Yeah, they're in a
that-
bubble. They're in a bubble.
Yeah,
They're absolutely in a
exactly.
bubble. And this,
Like,
I will
I'm pretty
say-
sure I have more black friends than them.
I think definitely a lot of Americans are way too overly sensitive. And this is going to sound cheesy, but the perspective that makes this all possible
Mhm.
is to see us all as the human race, and then notice cultural differences and be able to laugh at them,
Yep.
enjoy them, and help out when you see that it's not in a good place.
It's true. All right, let's wrap this up. The last thing I want to say is, like, at the core of everything that we do, like especially with everything that we've touched on today, John 13:35 says that the world will know who we are based on how we love each other. So at the end of the day, through navigating difficult topics, taboo topics, and whatever it is, through the silly, through the darkness of it, as Christians, we try to live by that principle. We really want to love others like that. We want people to feel that. And if you didn't feel that through this podcast, reach out and we will tell you that you were
Challenge
wrong.
us. Yeah, we'll tell you you're wrong. No.
But any last words? Actually, we did this last time with Jeremiah. Give me last
Oh, no.
words of wisdom.
Oh no.
Something that people can
One.
live by. A phrase, a mantra. Look directly into the
Careful.
camera.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
Love you guys. See you in the next one.
Jesus loves you.